Hello? Can you guys hear me? Does anybody see me? Oh, hi. Hello, distance teachers. So today I wanted to go over a couple of just tips about having a presence online with your students through distance learning. So one of the things that I was going to talk about is exactly what I did in the beginning. You need to kind of play with your webcam before you're going to be online or be present with your students, because you don't want them to see this whenever you are getting started on a conference, or this, or this. You also want to be cognizant that your demeanor and your personality are going to be reflected in your students. So if you're kind of upbeat and you're smiling and you have a little bit of movement, not too much movement, they're going to be a little bit more excited and a little bit more present versus you're sitting like this and you're like, yeah, so how are you guys doing? Yeah, I don't know. So you also want to keep in mind that any little fidgets and stuff that you normally do, like you wiping your nose, scratching your head, looking at your watch, those are all going to be on camera with your students. So you just want to be really cognizant of what you're doing. Another tip that I have is that you want to have a background that is either completely white clear, so a solid color. So obviously the background I have right now, those are the diplomas from both my husband and I. So you want to make sure that the background doesn't have anything weird in it or anything that's going to be super distracting for your students. So when I start recording videos for my kids, I'm probably going to take those down and just have a completely white background behind me. I might have, one picture or something in the background, but you want to make sure that it's not something that the kids are going to be really focused on, and instead of listening to you or looking at you, they're kind of looking around, wondering what that is, who is that a picture of, what is that sitting on your nightstand over there? So you just want to be really careful about what is in your field of view. So one of my biggest recommendations is really just kind of practicing a little bit in front of the camera. So you might want to look at different areas to see what it's going to appear like for your kids, using that Screencast-O-Matic app that we were given at school. If you're not using a Screencast-O-Matic app and you're using some other type of webcam software, again, I just recommend that you actually videotape yourself a few times talking. Your voice is going to sound slightly different from what it sounds like when you're actually recording it versus when you play it back to yourself or when students are watching it. So it's going to give you a better idea of what you sound like, what you look like, what maybe some of your mannerisms are that you don't really know. Like you might constantly be tucking your hair behind your head or playing with it. You might be playing with your ears. So all of those different things that can be distracting. Just again, like I can't reiterate enough, you have to be present. You have to be excited for your students. And again, you might want to be moving around. Your tone is going to be reflected in theirs. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. And again, I hope to see everybody soon. Bye.